I have played several pianos in my lifetime and am always pleased to have any piano to play regardless of make and model. But, like a pet who finds its way to your heart, I play favoritism with the Steinway. The emotional content I expect from my playing is of a wide dynamic. As a synth player, I can shape the voice I play in so many ways through programming. The Steinway keyboard somehow manages to mold to my fingers, and no matter how lightly I touch, I'm able to gather the nuances I need to achieve the melody that I hear in my head.
I created some of these partitions here to give some audio privacy, if you will, to allow people to go in there, select, and not really have to hear too much of someone else playing maybe in the next room.
The voice of the piano is a total package, like its real-world analogy. The physics and the hardware create the ephemeral quality that is recognizable once you become intimately acquainted with the voice of your piano.
Well, as a pianist, I have to say that each individual Steinway piano is different. It is unique. They all have their own personality. And it's just like people. Some personalities we bond with very quickly, or the first time we meet them, and other personalities, maybe we don't really bond with them very well, or maybe we never bond with them. And a Steinway piano is very much that way. And it's not about being bright or mellow. It's about these characteristics of when you sink your hands into it, you have this feeling of the relationship of all the notes, and the touch and the sound are inextricably linked. And that gives you a very pleasing experience when you're trying to make music, because it becomes an extension of you, and an extension, frankly, of your own personality. It's a very good question, and I don't think that they have at this moment in time. And the reason for that is that every single Steinway is different. So in order to capture that, you would have to have as many different samples as we make pianos. And I suppose one could do that, but there is something alive about an acoustically produced sound as opposed to an electronically produced sound. And I think it depends upon who's looking for the piano and how expert they are at playing the piano. Certainly a pianist who spends many hours behind the keyboard has a really good idea of what they want in an instrument. And even the size probably doesn't matter as much as this bonding between instrument and artist. And then there are the ones that play a little bit less well, if you will, and they're probably just immediately either pleased or not pleased by the sound they produce or the sound that they hear. And it's sort of a subconscious or an unconscious bonding that takes place, but they probably couldn't describe the reason why they went toward that piano, but something pleases them. It's almost like walking into a room and your favorite color is blue, and although you may not notice that the color is blue, you feel in a pleasant mood because you like that color. Certainly when I was a much younger pianist at Juilliard, I wanted the loudest, the easiest piano to play, the fastest that I could possibly go, because that was what I was at that time. I was young. I hadn't really experienced a lot of things in life, and I wanted a racehorse. I wanted a race car. I wanted a Ferrari, piano. Now my piano at home is quite different. I would say it's more intellectual. It has more of a depth of emotion than a piano I would have chosen many years ago. So as one changes, I do think that you change your selection of pianos. But the remarkable thing about a Steinway is that you can modify to a certain degree the personality of the piano with an expert technician who can make that piano have a slightly different personality that's going to coincide with the changes. But again, I would say the most important thing about your Steinway is that it becomes like a comfortable pair of house shoes. The more you wear it, the more you play it, the more intertwined your two lives become. That's a very good question, and sometimes it's difficult to communicate, but an expert technician understands the needs of an artist. You cannot change the overall personality of a Steinway if it is a sort of a gregarious, outgoing, loud instrument with a big dynamic range. you really don't want to, and you really can't change it into this introverted, intimate sound, and nor would you want to. However, between those two extremes, you can enhance what is already there. I can take an extroverted instrument and maybe bring it down a notch or two by voicing the hammers or by adjusting the action to where it feels like, to me as the performer, the piano is going to be less gregarious. And also on the other side, you can take a more intimate sound, a more introverted sound, and you can heighten it through voicing of the hammer as well. So you can enhance the personality one way or the other, but you cannot change his personality entirely. We would not recommend that.